speech, I chose the sub-value of self-control or self-discipline under the value of right conduct. I have a lot of examples of this sub-value that I apply in my everyday life. I like playing my video games, but I play only on the weekends, and I don't play on the weekdays, except only on rare occasions. This is another example of self-control. If you didn't have self-control, you would be greedy. You would want things even with self-control, but you would control yourself not to buy those things. But since you didn't have self-control, you would buy them. And instead of watching television, I just read a book, play with my toy cars with my brother, or play outside if it's warm enough. Self-control is important because if you were rich, you would just spend all of your money on you'd spend all of your money instead of saving it or giving some to charities. Because you had no self-control and spent all your money, you just run out of money and become a beggar on the streets. Thank you for listening to my speech about self-control.
Om Shri Sai Ram. My name is Rasan Karki. I am 6 years old. Today I'm going to talk about a human value called truth. Truth is saying exactly what it is. It makes me feel good when I tell the truth. It makes me feel bad and sad when I lie. You make friends when you are truthful. God, Baba loves you if you follow the truth. Thank you for letting me share about my speech about truth.
I am in Group 1 SEC class. I am going to tell you about the value truth. Truth is the most important of all 5 values. Its name in Sanskrit is called Satya. Telling the truth means being honest and not tell lies. For example, if you break one of mom and dad's stuff, they will soon you lied that someone else broke it. They will soon find out, and they will give you a larger punishment. But if you admit that you broke one of their stuff, they will give you a smaller punishment. Here's an experience I had. Honesty. Once in first grade, I was working very slowly. When the day was over, I was only halfway done with all my work. I was very scared that my mom and dad would be angry at me because I didn't finish my work. But I decided to tell the truth, and my mom and dad did not give me any punishment. Now I know that telling the truth is better than telling lies. Sairam, and thank you for letting me speak.
When you are yourself, there comes a great flood of joy welling up within you. When you deny yourself and deceive yourself, shame darkens your mind and breeds fear. You take the path of falsehood because of the rajasic passions of lust, greed, hate, and pride. Contentment, humility, detachment, they all keep you on the path of truth. Satya Sai Baba. Truth, it's what makes the world go around. The greatest feeling is telling the truth. If you think that telling a lie and then forgetting about the actual thing will relieve you of any pain or trouble, you're wrong. Eventually the truth will be discovered and you will be in big trouble for not saying anything at all in the first place. If you don't tell the truth, then you will never learn from your mistakes and your lies will get bigger and bigger and bigger. Here's a story as an example. A young boy around the age of 2 years old lived in a small village in India. One day he and his mother were out for a walk. A woman walked past the boy and his mother. The woman had a basket of bananas resting on the top of her head. The little boy took a banana silently and said nothing about it. As he grew older, the boy continued to fib and steal. By the age of 10 years old, the boy had taken to pickpocketing from random strangers in the street. This continued for years with his parents knowing nothing about it. When the boy was 15, he had befriended some of the worst boys in the village. They would tell him to take the money from his mother's purse, then they would use the money to buy drugs. The boy was also included in this. After many years of no one realizing this, the boy became worse and worse. When the boy was in his mid-20s, the boy was involved in a violent holdup. Several people had been robbed and injured. Then the boy and the other men were taken to prison. After a few days, the boy's mother came to visit him. Sobbing, she said, "How could I have let this happen to you? My own son, a horrible person." At this, the boy realized his own mistake and started sobbing. His mother looked at him with a face of disgust and hissed, "Sobbing won't help with any of your problems. This is all your problem and nobody else's." And with that, she stalked off. As y'all can see, lying is horrible. Swami has made peace throughout the world by telling the truth. Here's an example of when I told the truth. I got a bad grade on a graded paper, and I thought I was going to get in trouble, so I had a little fight in my mind between two parts of my brain. One part was saying, "Don't tell Mom about the graded paper, she'll yell at you." The other part was saying, "If you don't tell the truth, then you'll get in trouble later on in life." And then so I told my mom, and everything went great. So to conclude this speech, let us thank Ishwarama for being blessed with Swami so that Swami could come into this world and teach us the path of truth. Thank you, and Sai Ram.
Situations in life. I chose to talk about contentment because without contentment, we cannot have peace, one of the core values. Now when I want something, I remember what we learned in SSE. God will grant you what you want, what you need, and deserve. There will be no need to ask, no reason to grumble. Nothing can happen against His will. Even if you are super rich and get everything you want, are you really content with it, or will the want pass? We should also not set unrealistic goals, because we will not be content when we don't achieve it. We should be happy with what we have, but aspire to be better people. When I came to America, I lived in an apartment and I wanted a house. After a year, we bought that house, and now after 6 years in the house, I've been bothering my parents for a bigger house. My mom told me to be happy that we at least have a house, and no matter how small our house is, we must keep it clean, pretty, and be proud of it. While I was working on this speech, I realized that I need to be happy with what I have and make the most of it, instead of wasting my time and energy wanting something. Instead, I should spend my energy beautifying and enjoying my room and house. In a Buddhist sense, contentment is the freedom from anxiety, want, or need. Contentment is the goal behind all goals, because once achieved, there is nothing to seek until it is lost. I leave you with these thoughts and quotes. Do not spoil what you have been desiring, what you have not. Remember that what you now have, was once among the things you only hoped for. Swami Sivananda said that there is no end of craving. Hence, contentment alone is the best way of happiness. Therefore, acquire contentment. Thank you, Ishwarama, for gracing us with Swami to guide us and lead us in this difficult world.
The value of right conduct and my self-value is courage. And courage is when you want to do something and you're scared. And one way to practice courage is, well, I wanted to go to gymnastics, and it was the first day, but I was scared. And then I tried it, and it was really fun. And my value is right conduct, and my sub-value is generosity. Generosity means giving things that you really want, but you don't need it, and the other person needs it. One way I practiced generosity is me and my friend were in music class, and we both wanted the same musical instrument. We did rock, paper, scissors, and I won. She had to do some other instrument. While I was watching her, she wasn't very happy, so I gave her the instrument that I had, and she felt happier, and so did I. That's one way.